There's another coffee table for somebody.
Indeed, another coffee table or two. Who'd have believed it? Oh dear. I guess.
Indeed.
Yeah, and that's my special tribute to JD Kane.
Who'd have believed it?
Oh dear. I guess.
You have to mute your. Okay. Yeah.
Right, good. So that's what we need. A nice chaotic race. That's what we needed.
Mhm.
And so I thought we'd have a chaotic start to the hangout. Yeah, more coffee tables. What do you think? Are there enough coffee tables in the world? Fabio?
I don't know.
Not German ones.
Well, there is. Listen. I mean, I don't know what to say. I had some Wiener sausages on Sunday. It's the Wiener Würstchen is a sausage which is usually it is given a low temperature smoking.
Ah, I see. Is it a sausage or a schnitzel?
No, it's a sausage.
It is
a sausage. Yeah.
Right. I was just worried.
And it's Wiener, not winey, but it might also be a winey sausage.
Mm.
Yeah, and
of course, Lewis Hamilton has been feasting on them. I believe.
I really appreciate Mercedes bringing new barbecues in Austria. That was
barbecues.
Jesus. Yeah, that was.
I couldn't have predicted it. I just could not have predicted it. I mean, what can I say? I mean, another wrong. I mean, this is where I'm disappointed, of course. I mean, engines go and that kind of thing. I guess that's the run of the mill. But, not to have pitted. I'm just so disappointed. First driver down the road. Mm-hmm. I guess, if he'd already been complaining about his tyres going off before the safety car came out. So I'm just, wow. I'm just dumbstruck by the last race. I can't believe how. Yeah. Anyway.
Well, okay. I mean, first thing first. Let's talk about the winner, because Verstappen. It seems to be that he made a nice race. It seems to be he's developed some brains, and so it was unfortunately for Ricciardo, which was doing another great race. Good race. I mean, not great, good race. But yeah, I was really surprised by Verstappen. He managed to drive the tires that he had. He understood the tires, and that was a very good race.
Yeah, I'm not especially impressed, to be honest with you, because he was out front, so he could preserve his tires quite easily.
I mean, I was impressed by what he didn't, which is going into a barrier or toasting the tires. That was impressive.
Yeah, maybe running over a curb or something. He thought he could do, but again, I mean, he won the race, so fair dues. I think he didn't win it. I think Mercedes gave it to him. But there you go.
I disagree. When you break down like that, it's not bad luck. It's just you fucked up something. There is
but my theory on it would be, well, if he stayed out in front, he wouldn't have had tire drag. He wouldn't have been pushing his car. So,
first rule of racing is get to the end.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm not impressed. Huge mistake by Mercedes, and I hope it's not going to cost. I really do, because this could really be the turning point of the championship right here.
They made a lot of mistakes, not only one. I mean, they fucked up when they were supposed to get back, in the pits, which they didn't. They fucked up with the new material that they brought in, at the track. Apparently, it seems that all the troubles came from the new aero package that it brought, which is astonishing to see. Really slim, really, but it seems to be. I mean, the voice is that they had temperature problems,
Right.
which is another interesting thing because next race is in Silverstone, but you can attest that it's blazing hot in Great Britain right now.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
So, I mean, Silverstone is a Mercedes track, but it's going to be hot. So they better do something about it.
Yeah, I don't think they'll get caught twice if that's the problem. But, you know, obviously, I guess there'll be grid penalties, etc., etc. So it's already, yeah, I don't know. I'm dumbstruck by the last race. I mean, the race before that was a great race and everything. Yeah, and, you know, it's Castellet. I'm talking about the French Grand Prix, or whatever it's called. Bernie's home.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, and I think, so, you know, and I was really kind of cheered on by that, of course, because that's skim tires and stuff. But again, we're just finding out that the cars can't follow each other without having serious problems, either in tire wear or overheating in this case, blistering, right? I mean, you know, the only cars that blistered were the ones that were pushing behind people, you know.
I mean, really?
Well, apart from the Ferraris.
Well, apart from Ferraris, apart from, I mean, Verstappen had no problems at all.
Yeah, he wasn't behind anybody though.
Well, yeah, but I mean, you know, he raced all the race, and well, he was behind at the beginning of the race. So,
yeah. Again, I'm just disappointed. It's overheating tires that do the blistering. So, you know, for me, it's again a tire issue, another tire issue.
No, it's no. It's a setup problem. It's not a tire. I mean, the tires might have a problem. I don't know if they do, but you know, even if they do,
they do.
But yeah, listen. Even if they do, you can walk over the problem with a proper setup.
Right.
And that's the main issue right now. I mean, some teams they can apparently they can have, you know, setups which work with those tires, and some teams can't.
Sure.
And that's big. You know, that's a big problem for the teams that they can't.
Okay. You know, I saw it as the tires overheating. It's not that any team can't get its car to work within the range. It's just you can't push, right? And you can't follow anybody, especially because that overheats the tires. And once the tires get overheating, they don't come back very quickly. So you're kind of done. You're done and dusted once you go over the limit, even at any point. And I think that's happened to Lewis twice because that car's not soft on tires, you know.
No, but I mean, it's not that I don't agree with you. We talked about that. It's only that they are the same tires for everybody. So, and you know, and there's some drivers which apparently they have set up a way of driving which stress the tires less. Now, if you know you got that kind of material, you got to adapt to that kind of material. And we can say that the material is shit. I agree with you. But I mean, this is you got to piss with the cock you get, you know. So
I agree. I just think it's disappointing from a spectator's point of view.
Yeah. I mean, there is a lot of things that I'm disappointed with this Formula One, you know. But I've been disappointed with this Formula One for 15 years.
Only 15. Oh my word.
Yeah, I mean, the modern cars, they drive with an aerodynamic package. They have 4 times the weight that they need, meaning you know, of aero pressure.
Right.
And that's, you know, that gives all sort of problems. There is no way around it. But if you want faster cars, you need, you know, more efficient aero package. But, you know, really, they don't need all of that, you know, to have good races. And well,
yeah, for sure. Well, I mean, just the point that, what did they say? the soft tires could do. They reckon could do 60 laps. Right, 60 laps on the soft tire.
Yeah.
All right. So I mean, straight away, I'm like, well, okay. So if it's a one stop, you need what, 30 laps. So the tires are doing double the distance and that's the hard tire is doing double the distance that it needs to.
Yeah, but I mean, you can't really blame the tires for that.
Well, I mean, you've got to blame someone, Fabio.
Okay, okay, I get now. I get your point. Okay, I would not. Go up to that.
This is a fucking podcast we're doing here, mate. We've got to blame someone, otherwise no one's going to want to listen.
Right? No, it's okay. Yeah, fair point. Fair enough. Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, I blame the referee. There was clearly a fucking foul there on the 93rd minute.
You guys played like shit tonight.
We always play like shit, Fabio.
Wow, that was appalling. Anyway, there were some really nice overtakes.
Yes, there was. Yes,
really good one. Really good one.
I enjoy the circuit. I have to say, even though it tends to be a 2x2, I do enjoy the circuit. It always throws up some close racing. Maybe not a lot of the overtaking, but some close racing. And you do get overtaking there when the drivers are in the mood. So
yeah,
really
no. Yeah, it was really good because not only we had overtaking, at the first lap, which was, it's something which happened.
Yeah.
There was some other really nice ones. What was that? Kimi on Ricciardo and Ricciardo and Kimi before.
Yeah.
And Sebastian on Hamilton. I mean, those was really good ones.
Yeah, they was all cool. I mean, I was, again, this season, fuck this season, man. It's going to be close, and I'm going to love it. But, I don't know. I wish they'd just sort the freaking tires out so we don't have this. I mean, we had the same thing with Goodyear, was it? He used to supply it. Yeah, I think it was Goodstone and Bridgestone. Goodyear and Bridgestone. Yeah. And there was a couple of really great years where they were in competition and they were trying to produce the softest tire to get pole, right? Just to get pole. So you had the two companies literally trying to get really good rubber, not necessarily, the longest lasting rubber. So you had this really extreme differences between the tires. And I think although it got after a few years, after 4 years or so, I think Schumacher and Bridgestone had really kind of aced how to make the most of the tires, and Bridgestone had really come on. But there was a little while there where the competition really made it very interesting.
Well, I mean, you can't really compare the two things. If you got two competitors, of course, they try to to edge anybody, and they take some risks. We talked about it before, if you have one tire, the one thing you don't want is to have your tires explode or stuff like that. It's bad PR, so, and then that's one of the reasons, they probably over-engineered the tires.
Yeah, they are, and that's my problem, right?
Okay, we don't want to start that again because I don't think that's
absolutely. We've already blamed them once, and and you keep saying we've talked about this before. I've never met you before. I don't know who you are. I don't fucking know. All I know is we won the World Cup against Brazil tonight.
Oh, really?
I think it was Brazil. They were playing in yellow. And
they were yellow. Yeah.
Yeah, my TV's a bit shit, so I couldn't make it out properly. But I think it was Brazil we beat.
No,
Anyway, England.
So what else?
Well, I mean, I'm only going to moan about tyres if we talk about Formula One. So what in Formula One has no connection to tyres?
The market.
The market?
Yeah, the driver's market. So it seems to be that Ricciardo seems to be is going to sign for Red Bull again. and now they're trying to basically lower his demands by destroying his car every fucking race and giving shitty material and say, well, you're not really worth that much, mate. You can't finish the race, which is a good tactic. And
I feel for Ricciardo, because it's become pretty obvious that he's always going to be a number 2 to Verstappen in the team.
He should have signed for Ferrari for half the price that he asked.
Yeah, any team, if he could have, any of the top teams.
Yeah, I mean, not McLaren, because there were voices that was going to go to McLaren, and I said, "What the fuck with that?"
Yeah, it depends whether he's thinking of retiring, doesn't it? But
yeah,
like Alonso, right? That's the reason Alonso moved there, right? It's the money. So fuck it.
So McLaren is like the severance package. That's what you mean?
Basically, yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I mean, do you remember Damon Hill?
Yeah.
When he won with Williams.
Mm-hmm.
And Williams notoriously don't pay their drivers very much, or didn't back then.
Yeah.
So so he moved to a team called Arrows.
Yeah.
For 14 million.
Yes.
As opposed to 1 million that Williams were prepared to pay him.
Right.
As a world champion, 1 million. Yeah. Oh my goodness. So Ricciardo, he wanted 20 million, for goodness sake, from McLaren.
Okay, what else? Well, Leclerc is probably going to Ferrari, which is, I mean, I think it's nice. It's a very young driver.
No.
No what?
Well, it's Ferrari traditionally don't go for those drivers until they've been in Formula One a few years.
I think you'll be surprised. I'm quite positive that Leclerc is going to Ferrari next year.
So is Kimi decided he's retiring then?
Oh yeah. Kimi will retire at the end of this year.
Oh, he's announced it.
Well, yeah, mostly, yeah.
Mostly.
Yeah. I mean, okay, let me put it this way: if you had to bet some money, if I were you, I'd save that money by not betting on England going farther in the World Cup and betting on the fact that Leclerc is going to be next driver. I think you have higher chances.
Okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah. Okay, you're right. I thought you were going to say something like, "Well, Kimi's no longer speaking Italian in interviews," but okay.
I think I've heard Kimi speaking 20 words in all his career, mostly.
Yeah, mostly. I don't know. Mostly, I don't know. But yeah.
Have you watched the? I think it was before the race. They had the drivers' interviews and stuff like that, and there was Hamilton, which said something nice about Kimi. Saying that he was one of his heroes and he's always admired Kimi. And Kimi was sitting next to him.
Yeah.
and he couldn't be bothered less, But he was happy. That's how you show that the guy is happy. He just doesn't fuck it. Yeah.
I see. Yeah. Okay. So Leclerc to Ferrari. Well, there you go. And who will be his replacement? Ricardo?
I don't know.
Sauber.
Wow, that should be interesting, right? No, I don't know.
Well, I mean, otherwise, can he really stay at Red Bull for much longer?
Ricciardo, no, I don't think so.
I don't think so.
I think it's a big mistake staying in Red Bull right now for a lot of reasons. I mean, the first one is the technical reason. They're gonna switch to Honda next year, and that's worrying. And the second one, which might be the first one, depending on the way you see, is that Verstappen is Red Bull's boss pupil. There is no way around it. So you can be damn sure that if they book a room in a hotel and only one of them has got the bathroom, you will not get the one with the bathroom. Yeah.
Or the one with the new front wing in.
Yeah, right. right.
Yeah,
Or
I
they,
mean, that's
yeah.
just that. That's just that team. I mean, they're focused on PR and results. So I'm disappointed in some ways because I noticed them compromising Ricardo's race for Verstappen the other day. I can't remember which race it was, whether it was in the French one or the Austrian one. But they made a slight compromise, and I think it was the French. And
it was the French because they were running with the engine that they had troubles in Monaco.
Yeah.
So they basically, which was the same engine which broke down last Sunday. So they basically detuned the engine a little bit, to save it, to make it some miles, but it didn't work, which is, wow, I don't know. I mean, it's a fucking mess.
Sure. They also left him out longer than his tyres needed in order to hold up, I think it was Vettel or Hamilton or somebody, Bottas. I think it was Bottas.
Yes, Bottas. Yeah, I think it was Bottas.
And that was purely to help Verstappen.
Yeah.
So I guess that's where all the sort of tension started, and hence Daniel's been pretty bitchy since, and will go on to be all of this season, no doubt.
So yeah, I mean, there was another a nice race from Grosjean with the Haas.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Always worth keeping an eye on. I mean, he does that. He's quite strange.
It is strange. I mean, it seems to be that when he manages not to crash into
himself.
Yeah. Mostly himself. Yeah. and the car stays in one piece. It's
himself. Okay, yeah. No, I mean, there were several standouts. Leclerc also has been driving very well this season.
I mean, there is another thing which I didn't really want to say because I promised you I would have been gracious after but I think I got to point out that in the first 10 cars they had 6 Ferrari engines. There is that too.
Wow. I hadn't actually considered that, but that is a pretty good statistic.
Yeah, it is a good statistic. Fuck me if it is.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. So what was the? I'm now thinking. Rear suspension. Let's have a look at the Ferrari rear suspension.
Yeah. Okay. Let's find something completely unrelated.
But no, of course it's related. Of course it's related.
Yeah, of course it is.
Well, I mean, are not Sauber having a Ferrari rear end next year? They're getting the Ferrari suspension next year, or have they already got it this year?
I think they already got it.
Yeah, there you go.
They have, I think, both us and Sauber have the engine and the drivetrain.
Yeah, and the suspension.
I'm not sure about suspension, to be fair.
Okay, well, if they haven't got it this year, I think they're getting it next year.
Yeah, probably.
I think they've already got it, to be perfectly honest. I think all of the Ferrari
you might be right.
Have got the rear suspension.
You might be. I'm quite positive about Haas. I'm not really sure about Sauber because Sauber project started before they finalized the engine thingy deal. So I'm not really sure about that, but you might be right.
Yeah, I think there might be something in that. But that's where I put the improvement down to. Anyway.
Yeah, I mean, and regardless, even if it's not the same, it should be really similar because the head engineer for Sauber is an ex-Ferrari one. Is a really nice guy.
Okay, fair enough then. Yeah, so I guess that's really where we're talking about it then.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay. And that would make sense with the Mercedes as well, because Mercedes don't do that. They just supply the engines. They don't supply the rear end.
Yeah. I mean...
which is probably a good thing, looking at how the Mercedes...
Yeah, right. That's what I was going to say. Yeah. But you see, I mean, engineers going back and forth is quite normal, especially, if you have got teams like that.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you should tell that, in McLaren. In McLaren, not only they can't find, I mean, the drivers have got problems, they can't find bloody engineers. They're running like the plague. They have got a really big problems over there.
Yeah, well, we shall see with McLaren. You know, I've been here before in the early 90s. You know, I remember Michael Andretti qualifying 16th and 17th for 1 year.
Yeah.
And, you know, so they've been here before and they've come back. So I wouldn't put it past them. They're a pretty big company.
By the way, it's nice you mentioned Michael Andretti because I can't remember the tweet exactly, but it was really, really, really against Vettel being penalized 3 positions.
Really?
Yeah. There is a tweet of him. It basically said something on the line. I mean, don't quote me exactly on that, but that's the gist of it. It said that unless there is something deliberate, you can't make decision which will impact the championship, you know, for those kind of accidents. Which, I mean, it's Vettel, you know, was wrong. There is no way around it. I am puzzled too by the punishment they decide to give it to him. And but I found interesting that Andretti came up with that. And keep in mind that Andretti races as a team in a category where those kind of things are severely penalized. They're way more strict than F1. So I thought that was really interesting.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it happens. So I think even if it's, well, yeah, I don't know. To be honest, I didn't see the incident, so I can't really comment on that. I would tend to agree with him in terms of stewards making decisions which influence the championship. And that shouldn't be done on any random basis for the same reason we have you know, different first lap rules to the rest of the race rules. Yeah. Right. So
no, the accident was the accident was Vettel's fault. He basically was he was getting back from his fast lap, and I mean the rule is clear. When you're going back, you got to. I don't know if it is the exact terms in the rule, but it basically says you got to get the fuck out of there. You know?
Yeah.
And Sainz was coming, and he basically found Vettel, you know, in front of him. He had to swerve, and I mean, not the thing which I liked a lot is that both Vettel and Sainz made no fuss about it. Vettel said, you know, yeah, I'm sorry, it was my fault, you know, whatever it comes, you know, they're right because it was my fault. And Sainz said, yeah, I mean, it was probably, you know, distracted. And Sainz said, well, to be fair, that wasn't a very good lap of mine because I already made some mistakes. So I can't really, you know, see that. But that was so refreshing to watch, you know, 2 pilots, you know, 2 drivers saying, listen, I'm sorry. Say, yeah, he's sorry, but I can't really blame the guy for that.
Yeah.
Really big sportsmanship. Not whiny at all.
Not whiny. Yeah, well, you expect that from Carlos Sainz. I mean, his dad was class, right?
Yeah.
So, you know, you kind of expect that. As for whining,
listen,
I think he's got a good point.
It is unbearable. Okay, I have never. No, listen, that's serious. I have never questioned Hamilton class. Is fast. There is no way around it. But I mean, I can't stand the guy when he whines like that. There was a commentator which said the main problem with Hamilton is that he has always had an easy life. He was in McLaren when McLaren was, you know, the top notch. Then he went to Mercedes. He's never driven a shitty car, and he can't lose. He doesn't know how to lose. And I mean, when you get to a point that I don't know if you listen to the race, James Allison had to go on radio to tell him, listen, yeah, I'm sorry, we made a mistake. Now, carry on, move. When James Allison has to do that, you just wonder what the fuck is wrong with that guy. I mean,
yeah. I hear what you're saying. I mean, but then, it's not the first time that they've made mistakes like this. I would be really pissed off if I was in Hamilton's shoes.
I can understand you being frustrated. I can totally understand that. But once you've expressed that you're frustrated, keep, saying that on the open radio. Really? Yeah. I mean, what do you think?
Look, it's easy for you to say, in that situation, I would be calm under pressure.
No.
Hang on, let me finish. It'd be easy for you in that situation to say, I would be calm under pressure. I would just express it, get it out there, and done. But Fabio, you're not paid $30 million to race Formula One cars. If you were paid $30 million, I'm not so sure you would be so calm.
I can tell you one thing. I totally understand the guy being furious. I get it. The thing is that I'm expecting the guy to behave like a professional. Now, you've said your piece. You were right. You're pissed off. Stop. Because if you continue to do that, what you don't understand is that you deliberately undermine your team. And that's never a good thing.
Yeah, I hear what you say.
Never a good thing. I've dealt with drivers, with racers that, I mean, you couldn't stay close to them when they were pissed, but everything happened. The guy went into the box, we closed the door, and the guy starts shouting. It's that simple. I mean, I mean, Bottas, the second time that he's got problems with this car.
Yeah.
I mean, he got the tire exploded, and this time he was doing very well.
You mean the time he was run into by Sebastian Vettel?
I mean the time when his rear tire exploded by himself.
Oh, by himself. You mean with not the time that Sebastian Vettel drove into him?
No, because I mean you've been blaming the tire, and now
this time it's not the tire. The tire was virtually steel bulletproof tire. That was. Vettel drove into it so fucking hard. He hit it so hard, right?
You are a fucking mess of a human being.
All over the place.
See how Bottas behaved.
Yeah, I know. He said something German. Can't believe it. I reckon he's a fifth columnist.
Anyway. Yeah.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
So moving on, we're going to be on to Silverstone next week, which is, love it or hate it, you've got to love it because it's Silverstone.
Yeah, of course.
And it's awesome circuit.
Really, it's awesome.
So that'll be fun. I do hope they do something with the tyres. I doubt they fucking will. I think Ferrari have got a political fix in here till the end of the season now. And it's all a big conspiracy, mainly done by Donald Trump.
Yes.
Okay.
They will race, actually in Silverstone, they will race with the tires that Mercedes paid for, the slimmer ones. I mean, you started with the tires, but I'm gonna end it. You know that, right?
Okay, well, you're more than welcome to. So yeah, okay. Speaking of which, we'll look forward to Silverstone.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry we didn't cover the French Grand Prix, but stuff came up.
Yeah.
And, we're back on it. The dynamic duo is going to be there till the end.
Yeah.
Probably arguing about rubber, but certainly arguing.
Yeah. We got to look at the calendar because I will be away from the 21st of July to the 8th of August. So we got to watch out if there are any races in that meantime. I don't think I'll be able to make an hangout.
Okay. It's all right. I'll be able to do something.
Yeah, because I'm planning to get drunk a lot. Like, yeah.
Well, that shouldn't stop you doing hangouts. Come on now.
No, yeah, you're right. But you know, I mean, seriously, John, like
Okay.
I can't find my way around the keyboard. John.
Yeah, mouse. What mouse?
Mouse? Are you shitting me? I'm gonna eat mouse.
Okay, so that's all good. So there's only one thing to end on, I guess, which is Murray Walker.
All's fair in love and war, and this is revolution.